How will we know when the new bull market has started? When the easy dollar environment has kicked in and we can get aggressive with our investing? It's tricky because nobody blows a whistle. Nobody says ready, set, go. Nobody waves a flag. But what we can do is watch for a character change in the individual stocks. And that'll give us a really clear indication. Let me talk to you about what we've been seeing regarding stock behavior the last few months, and then the multifaceted character change that we need to see. And then lastly, let's talk about a fundamental event that's coming up that might kick off the new easy dollar trading environment. Hi everybody, Joe here from Joe's Investing Express. Oops, I just said my own channel wrong. Joe's Investment Express, my bad. I've been investing since 1996, and this is just a reminder. I'd just like to remind you that this is not investment advice. This is purely opinion and education. First, let's talk about what we've been seeing, the character of the individual stocks the last few months. First of all, industry group participation has been really narrow. Just a handful of industries have been doing well, and the money rotates around, right? From oil stocks to the other commodities to retail to tech to biotech, and the money rotates around. Secondly, we've been seeing what Mark Minervini has coined the pop and squat, where stock makes a nice base, breaks out, pops, but then it squats, it pulls back, and then either one bounces along the top of the resistance line, makes what's called a cap or high handle for multiple weeks, or pulls back into the pattern, or even worse, breaks down through the bottom of the pattern. Then the last thing that we've been seeing is, two more things. One, so the breakouts that have been working, they've just been really meek. Stock will break out, and it'll run up to 10%, and then it will stall out and slide sideways or pull back down to the breakout point and, sit there, splat like an egg. Or two, some stocks are working well, but they're just grinding. They're just going up 0.5%, 0.75% per day, 1.5 steps forward, 1 step back, and it's just taking forever to make progress on even the winners. Or, I just thought of one more. We see the bucking bronco. For example, a Texas Roadhouse, TXRH, that has done well, but it's been oscillating all over the place, bouncing around like an EKG machine. And if you are using precise entry points and really tight stops, 5 to 7%, you can't stay in the stock. You get bounced out of your entry point. It happened to me on that very stock. So what then do we want to see? What does this character change look like? So I guess in no particular order, one, we want to see many more industry groups participating in good setups and breakouts, more than we can count on one hand. And then two, instead of pop and squats, a pop and squat happens when retail investors drive the stock out of the base, but the institutions don't join in. The institutions stay on the sidelines. They keep their millions of dollars in cash, and then the retail buyers, we run out of retail buyers and it pulls back. So what we need to see is institutions backing up these breakouts, where stock breaks out, the institution joins, we see a powerful breakout, 4, 5, 7, even 10% in a day, finishing near the top of its range, and then extending the next day, maybe even extending a third day, and running quickly and smoothly up to 20 or 25%. And the majority of these stocks, we've been seeing a pullback in nearly every breakout, at least 2 out of 3, right? We want to see most stocks, now this is art, not a science, so we can't really quantify it, but we want to see most stocks break out, extend, run quickly to 20 or 25% or more without making a pullback. And we want to see volatility calm down. We want to see stocks move smoothly in stair-step fashion up and not break us out with these unexpected. If you look at the price action in 2022, even the best stocks that went up over the course of the year had these wild 5-10% wide-ranging days to the downside. We want to see that volatility dry up. When we see these things, and when we start getting and this is important, when we start getting gains in our own portfolio, either closed or open positions, gains of around 10%, then we can start progressively increasing exposure, increasing the size of each trade, and or adding to the positions you already have. But you don't just add because the stock's going up. You need to add at a proper buy point, which is beyond the scope of this video. So when is this going to happen? Well, I've been saying for months that the bottom of the market was October 13th. The S&P 500 is really nicely rounding out a bottom here, and the Nasdaq's looking pretty healthy too. We don't really need to speculate as to what day this is going to happen. We'll let the stocks be our guide. But May 3rd could be a fundamental catalyst. As you know, Jay Bring the Pain Powell is going to speak on May 3rd, and whether he raises rates or not is fairly inconsequential. It's what he says. If he says they're going to pause after that, if they're going to wait and see, if he says the battle against inflation, they're winning, any of these things, that will give momentum to the market, and that could be when these stocks really heat up and we move to the easy dollar trading environment. And if you guys are still with me here at the end of this video, I just want to remind you or encourage you to check out my Patreon. I put out a video every weekend showing my portfolio. Here's a quick look with my buy positions. I just bought this one today, AGYS. My stops and how I manage the trade over the course of the trade. Do a little bit of fundamental work, mostly talk about it from the technical perspective, show my portfolio, and I show my focus list. These are stocks that should be buyable, that may be buyable within a few days to a week. And then I give access to my on deck list, which is stocks that are 1 or 2 weeks out, and occasionally even look at some shorts. It's only $10 a week. Did I say a week? $10 a month. Link in the description and the comments section. And also, if you haven't, I encourage you to check out Seeking Alpha Premium, where you can make a model portfolio and you can organize it, and it's updated in real time over the course of the day. And if you have a stock that you're interested in looking at the fundamentals, you can read all the news. You can read dozens of articles by Seeking Alpha advisors on the stock, and you can look at all sorts of fundamentals. So please check that out. Link in the description and comment section below. And that's, my friends, how we will know when we move from this hard penny environment to an easy dollar environment, and we can really get aggressive and start making good money. If there's anything I forgot regarding character change, or if you just have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments section. Have a great investing week.